Phil Egan is with us to talk to us about the pots and who might be about to face who. When's the draw? Friday?
Draw Monday. Monday morning, 11 AM.
That's an unusual Monday draw.
Yeah, there was a while there when it was Monday evening.
Right.
But it's Monday morning, just after 11. So we now know the last 16 draw. We had a fair idea what it was, but there was just a bit of business to be tied up last night. So the way it's set up now, obviously 16 teams left, 2 pots, group winners in pot 1, runners up in pot 2. So, you know, you've seeded teams, unseeded teams, and the advantage of being a group winner in this instance actually looks like you're going to get an easier draw, but also means you're guaranteed home advantage for the second leg.
Okay.
So, you know, and those fixtures are going to take place in February and the second legs will be in March. But looking at the way things are, obviously you can't play a team from the same country as you in the last 16. That can happen obviously in the quarterfinals, but not in the last 16. And you can't obviously face a team that were in your group. So it just pretty much...
this is the first time ever that all 16 teams from the top 4 leagues?
Yeah. Yeah. So
not great.
Not great, no. Like, and there we were last season, kind of...
The Ajax in the final.
Yeah, like Ajax, you know, like those plucky underdogs, Ajax.
5 leagues.
What, is it 5?
Paris Saint-Germain are in the last 16 as well.
Yeah, they're kind of... Well, they're classified as one of the big 5 now, aren't they?
Well, one of the big 5 clubs, or
no, the big 5 leagues. I suppose we go with the big 4. And
they'd be 5th, you know.
They get 5th because...
Themselves and Switzerland or Austria in a battle royale.
But you're looking at, say... looking at the odds even, City are the favourites. I'm a bit surprised by that. Like, everyone keeps thinking because City aren't doing so well in the league that Guardiola's going to throw it all into the Champions League.
He can't just switch it on, can he?
No, and
especially not Guardiola's teams.
No, if you look at
Madrid, like,
oh yeah, Real Madrid, like they won 3 in a row from doing that. Yeah. When the draw was made, you kind of thought, it's not going to happen for Real Madrid. Then by the time the tie comes around, they've got their act together.
Yeah.
Whereas with City, you look at the way they've exited the Champions League under Guardiola. The Monaco game, should have won that. The Liverpool one, they scored early, and you kind of thought they have a chance here. In the second leg, when Jesus scored, they needed 3 goals, obviously. But then last season, going out to Spurs, like that's a
fluke, really.
It was, but you could say that about the Monaco tie as well.
Yeah.
And it's fine margins, but is it a coincidence that 3 years in a row it's happened with Guardiola? And it's because they don't have the defence. They get found out in the latter stages of a high-end competition. So you'd imagine the same thing is going to happen to them. Liverpool are the second favourites. People will say, well, Liverpool will be solely focused on the Premier League. But last season, going into the Bayern Munich tie, people were urging Jurgen Klopp to bin the Champions League, trying and win that Premier League title. Luckily, he didn't take that advice because they come up short in the Premier League title race, and they had the Champions League final to fall back on.
Yeah.
Nice little comfort to have.
Look, last year it turns out that didn't make sense. This year it does make a bit of sense, though, right?
I don't know.
They're going to win the league, Phil.
Well, I mean, in February, they probably have the league wrapped up by then.
Well, OK, fair enough.
So you're looking at City and Liverpool because they were group winners. Their potential opponents, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund and Lyon. They're 4. And then obviously City could play Napoli. Liverpool obviously couldn't play them, but Liverpool could play Atalanta. So there's nothing there that Liverpool would fear.
Just give me their potential opponents again.
Real Madrid, I think Liverpool would love a crack at Real Madrid given what happened in that final. Yeah. Atletico Madrid, you know, Graham Hunter has been talking about Atletico a lot this season and how it's just not working for Simeone at the moment. Borussia Dortmund, again, they're not doing what many people thought they would do.
Jadon Sancho will be cup tied for that game, and he's down in the red.
Can't be cup tied.
There's no more cup tied.
No.
You play against your own team in the same competition. Can you actually play against your own team?
That's just within their own contract.
Remember James played against...
He was on loan though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he played against Real Madrid.
That didn't make any sense.
Yeah, but
that was a loan deal.
That's the way they should do it. Like, I think back to even last weekend where...
You can sign him so long as he doesn't play. We'll give him to you now.
Yeah, actually, I don't like the way that the loan deal rules players out. Like, even last weekend, Harry Wilson couldn't play against Liverpool. And Bournemouth needed him. So Tottenham's potential opponents and Chelsea's potential opponents. Looks like Chelsea have the toughest.
I think they're quite difficult ties for Liverpool. All of them.
So?
Yeah. think Real Madrid, yeah. I think Dortmund would have this weird Klopp subtext.
It'd be a Klopp love-in, but
And I think
ultimately
Atletico Madrid might be one of those who like can't do it over the course of, but could over 2 ties, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't
Cheating their way through.
I think Atalanta and Lyon represents fairly soft options, and I think
Liverpool are going to get Lyon, by the way, and City will probably get somebody like Napoli, and Guardiola will talk about what a great side they are.
Yeah.
And after they thump Napoli 5-1, he'll be like, I love the way they play.
Do we not think that Barcelona are the team to watch in this year's Champions League? Not the team to watch, the best team in the Champions League this year.
Because of their home form is going to give them that advantage over most teams, and that's pretty much the way it played out last season until that unbelievable comeback from Liverpool.
Literally unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was one of the...
not going to happen again.
Like, that was bizarre. So they're third favourites at the moment, and if you want to actually look at that top 3, I would actually flip it on its head, and I would have Barcelona as the #1 team in the Champions League right now, because of the fact that Liverpool are going to be going for the Premier League. It's going to be going all the way down the home stretch, and if Barcelona get Liverpool again in the Champions League, that revenge mission is going to be something incredible. And this, like we all know, over the last couple of seasons, there's one thing that Lionel Messi has been crying out for, and that is a Champions League winners' medal. Now, he's probably become too obsessed with that, much like Liverpool have become obsessed with the Premier League down through the years. But I don't think it's anywhere near that level, because how many medals he already does have.
Yeah.
And Manchester City, like, we can talk about them focusing on the Champions League, except we forget this very important fact, Phil. Manchester City just aren't that good in comparison to how they were last year.
No.
They've gone back a good bit. And if you're not that good at the back, chances are you're not going to win many competitions. And I just don't think... I'm astonished that Manchester City are favourites for the Champions League at the moment. I think Liverpool and Barcelona are both in a far better position. And then it comes down to a Liverpool versus Barcelona head-to-head. And I've just got a feeling that Barcelona are going to beat them and to come up against one another this year. So I hope they avoid each other till the final. And I hope
Which
it is
is
Liverpool
in
against
Istanbul,
Barcelona.
by the way.
In Istanbul, okay.
Liverpool.
It always just seems so poetic for Liverpool. But I think... Barcelona for me, I know I said it last year and Liverpool wiped the smile off my face, but I think Barcelona are going to win the Champions League.
Well, Barcelona are a potential opponent for Tottenham or Chelsea. So Tottenham could also face PSG, Juventus, Leipzig or Valencia. PSG, we always talk about them, about how they could go far, but then you just look how they crumble when they're put under pressure. Like there was no logic to suggest that United should have knocked them out of the competition last season.
Again, a fluke, I would argue. It was but they weren't the better team over the 2 legs.
No, but this happens to PSG.
I know. So they're a bit Spursy. Yeah. But surely at this point, Mbappe is reaching, he's kind of cresting to, I am globally dominant, this is my time. Like, that's going to happen at some point.
Well, winning the World Cup wasn't good enough.
But it mightn't happen at PSG, though.
Well, it might. It may well.
Yeah, but
He's already said he doesn't want to be the face of this club. It's not been a good week for the Mbappe Paris Saint-Germain fans. I think he's out of there at the end of the season at the latest.
Yeah, and
Neymar as well.
He was poor in that second leg against United. Chelsea obviously can also face PSG, Juventus, Barcelona, Leipzig, but Bayern Munich as well. So the only thing is, a lot can change between now and mid-February, where some of these clubs can bring in players in January and get players back from injury. Say, we talked about City, Laporte will be back, you'd imagine by then. Could even have Leroy Sané.
Is Laporte dead? Is that what's coming? Is that what the way they're talking about him? They're mourning his passing.
There was no T-shirts, was there?
No.
They didn't do the Laporte T-shirt, did they?
No.
They all wore black armbands after his injury.
What if he comes back and takes a little bit of time to get his form back? Which happens to a lot of injured players who've been out for quite a period of time.
But
because the way they're talking about him, he's better than he's a cross between Virgil van Dijk and Paul McGrath.
Yeah, it's amazing. Certain players become better when they're out
every
injured.
Irish international, yes.
I kind of always got that feeling with someone like Owen Hargreaves, where I thought he was a really good player, but he was injured a lot at United.
Decent.
Yeah, but the longer he was injured, the better he seemed to get.
Yeah.
Daniel Sturridge, another one of those players, when Sturridge comes back, turns out he gets injured. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're better off being injured.
He's actually been fit for the last 3 years, just done nothing.
No, I'm convinced he's been injured.
Right, Phil, thank you.
So we're
power rank top 5 quickly for us.
I'm going to go Liverpool, Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG.
City 5th?
City 5th, yeah.
Oof, not even maybe in your top 5. I had to prompt you. I'm trying to think somebody else.
No Juventus or Bayern Munich in your top 5?
No.
Phil's got to go. Thank you.